guys, welcome to this video. If you're preparing for your citizenship interview and you would like to know what are some of the common phrases or some of the common things that they may ask you to do that day, the day of your interview, well, you have come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 12 common phrases or 12 common things that they will ask you to do that particular day, and you should understand without a problem. My name is Jose Sainz. Welcome to this video. All right, so if you guys are ready, here's my list. Let's go over this super important list of phrases that you have to know the day of your citizenship interview. You have to remember, when you arrive to the building, one of the very first things that the officer is going to ask you to do is to take off your shoes. So you have to remove it. Take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. If you have a watch, take off your watch. If you have a ring, take off your ring. Remember, they will have a small container where you will put your stuff. So that's one of the very first commands, or one of the very first things that they will ask you to do that day. Take off your shoes. Take off the ring. All right? Number one, take off your shoes, take off your ring, take off your watch. Or maybe you wear glasses, so they will ask you to take off your glasses. Take off your glasses. Number two, take out everything in your pocket. So take out everything in your pocket. Imagine this is my pocket. So if I have something in my pocket, so take out everything in your pocket. So you have to put your hands in your pocket, take it out, and put it in the tray. All right? So take out everything in your pocket. Number three, after you take out everything and you take off your shoes, they will tell you, go through the metal detector. Go through the metal detector. They want to make sure that you don't have anything that represents an issue, such a metal device. Let's just put it that way. So they want to make sure that you're clean, all right? That you're clean, meaning you don't have anything on you that could harm people. So go through the metal detector. Go through the metal detector. Number four, they will ask you to go to the customer service area. Go to the customer service area. All right? So that would be step number four, or command number four. Go to the customer service area. Number five, when you get to the window, they will tell you the following. Let me see your state ID, or let me see your photo ID. Let me see your photo ID. Or let me see your appointment letter. Let me see your appointment letter. Of course, you have to have that handy. You have to have it handy so you don't struggle as much there, because people tend to get nervous in these kind of interviews. And of course, this video is for you to get familiar with the things that you're going to be listening to that day, so you get more used to it. You get more used to the sentences right before you got to the interview. All right? So let me see your photo ID. Let me see your state ID. If you don't have a driver's license, of course, they will ask you to show your photo ID or your state ID. After that, they may ask you to take a seat or have a seat. Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat, have a seat, or sit down. So you wait for your turn. Then when they do that, right when you go sit down, you will have to wait for the officer to come and call your name, or say your name, or call your name. So he may say, all right, for example, Mike Sanders. You will say, me. He will tell you, follow me, follow me, follow me. So of course you have to go right behind him. Also, something very important, when you got to the citizenship interview, many times the officer tends to start talking to you when you follow. This is the officer and you are behind him. He starts asking you questions. Some of them like to do that. So you have to be very attentive. You have to be paying. The minute the officer calls you, you have to be very attentive, because they could basically ask you anything. And if you're not paying attention and you're not responding, the officer may think that you are not following or you're not understanding, and that could represent a negative point on your side. All right, so follow the officer, but pay attention to the instructions big time. So when you get to the interview room, sit straight. The officer may ask you to sit down. Also very important, when you get to the interview room, do not do anything that you think is right. Wait for the officer to tell you what to do. People tend to sit down, and that's a very big mistake. People tend to put their stuff, like the handbag, the wallet, or whatever they have if you have something, like for example, if you're bringing your documents like this, right? You're bringing your documents, sometimes you kind of want to rest. You want to put them somewhere. My recommendation from my experience with my thousands of students, if you have a bunch of documents like this, just keep it with you and wait until they tell you what to do. Do not think or do not take action before he speaks. All right? So he may tell you, put your stuff on the table or put your stuff on the chair. Then you go ahead and you do that. But just wait until he tells you. So he may ask you, once you go into the interview room, he may ask you to take a seat or sit down again. Now, sometimes they do that because they want to see if you understand instructions. So he may tell you, take a seat. And then next minute, he will tell you, please stand up. Stand up. Please stand up. Of course, if you're sitting, you have to stand up. All right? And then at the same time, well, not at the same time, right after that, he may tell you, raise up your right hand. Very important. I know people tend to get nervous, and instead of raising up the right hand, they go with the left. And you know what happens if you raise up your left hand? You lose without getting a chance to be interviewed. So you have to be very careful, okay? Because you don't want to risk it. I know for some people, it's common sense. For some people, maybe it's super easy. I'm just trying to share ideas, experiences. This, what you see here, it's because I have had some people, that I have helped some people prepare for the citizenship interview. And of course, when they come to me after they didn't pass the first time, they come to me and they tell me, this is what I didn't understand, because they translated it into my language and they told me, this is what they asked me to do, but I didn't understand. And that's why I didn't pass. So that's why I'm creating or I'm making this video for you, so you have an idea on what to do and what not to do. Okay? And of course, the 12 important commands that they may ask you that day. So raise up your right hand. You raise up your right hand, and then the story goes on. And of course, they may also ask you to please sign your name here. So they will give you a piece of paper and they will say, sign your name here. So you go ahead and make sure you practice your signature. If you don't have one yet, make sure you practice it so that day it looks nice and neat. All right? So guys, I hope this list helps you. I hope you find it very useful. And if you do, give us a like, a thumbs up, and also you could share this video. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're creating more videos, more tips for you that you are getting ready to go to your citizenship interview. Guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.